Hello everybody, very warm welcome to the Parc des Princes. Paris Saint-Germain host FC Bayern in the Westie TV Champions League. This is the big one then, the team on the top against the team on the bottom. PSG hunting a win at home for the first time this season. Bayern looking to retake the Champions League table lead with a win here tonight. So, the team who needs it most? We'll need to see. Right then, let's get down to business. Paris Saint-Germain then, Luis Enrique is the strongest side he's put out all season long. Chevalier, Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos, Achraf Hakimi at right back, Ruiz, Vitinha, Neves in the midfield, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Desiree Doué up front. It's a big night for PSG. If they can climb off the bottom of the table, then it might be a bit of a better second half of the season for them. Of course, they were defeated by Bucks FC last time out, and it's not been the first 5 games they've really wanted. Bayern, though, in dreamland up top. And well, tonight, this is probably the strongest Bayern side we've seen as well from Vincent Kompany. Manuel Neuer, captain, and in goal once again. Davies goes to left back over Stanisic, Tar Upamecano and Konrad Laimer, Goretzka, Kimmich, Diaz, Musiala, Ulisse and Kane up front. Well then, Jamal Musiala joins top with Cristiano Ronaldo at the moment in the top scorers list. PSG, well, it's not been too good for them. They've only scored few, not many, 5 actually so far in this competition. But they get us underway with the classic kick-off trick we've seen all season long. Jonathan Tah. Well, remember the Charity Cup game that in the group stage last year that PSG and Bayern played? It was 4-0 on that occasion. Doué, Davies knocks it behind for a throw-in. Hakimi. João Neves inside the box for Paris Saint-Germain. Neves finding in Fabian Ruiz. Kvaratskhelia trying to find a gap now for Paris Saint-Germain. Nuno Mendes, Neves, Dembele, Ruiz, and well, I'm absolutely shocked none of them had a shot. Here's Dembele trying to shrug off Goretzka, which is a hard task. Kane picks up the ball but loses it to Mendes. Pacho forward to Neves. Mendes arriving. Kvaratskhelia on the right. Trying to find Doué. Headed across. Ruiz, Vitinha. Great save by Manuel Neuer. Well, that was at the last minute. Saw it very late. Here's Achraf Hakimi. Desiree Doué. Knocked into the box. Kvaratskhelia scores. And PSG lead at the Parc des Princes. And finally, PSG look in the driving seat. And well, Bayern have not gone. The last time they went behind was Bucks FC. And they came back to win that one, so we'll have to see tonight how this plays out. Here's Desiree Doué. Musiala gets the ball off him, and Kane now free in space. for Bayern. Short-lived Parisian joy. Brilliant from Bayern Munich. The first chance Bayern had, found Harry Kane, smashed off the underside of the bar, and the English striker puts Bayern back on level terms against Paris Saint-Germain. No chance for Chevalier with that one. That's a big finish from Harry Kane. PSG are back to square one. Because we could have a pretty much an end-to-end game here. Elise with the handball, and Mendes will take this forward for the free kick. Well, Paris Saint-Germain have currently the only winless side in this competition so far this year. 5 games to go. Anything can still happen. Kvaratskhelia hits the post and fires it back into the net. We've had 3 goals in 10 minutes, and this doesn't look like he's going to slow down. Kvaratskhelia gets his second, and the Parc des Princes is rocking again. Dembele plays it through. That's a tremendous ball from Dembele to beat Upamecano and Jonathan Tah. And Kvaratskhelia just needed to tap it back home. Not an easy finish as well after missing your first chance. But PSG and Bayern have traded 3 goals in 23 minutes. And it doesn't look like this is going to slow down by any means. Here's Kimmich, shrugged off by Ousmane Dembele. Mendes to Ruiz. Hakimi. Wide for Doué. Vitinha. Ruiz. Dembele. Free! There we go. PSG clear of them now. But there's still a long, long time to go. Superb work from Paris Saint-Germain. And Bayern are now on the back foot. Goals galore in this game, though. 4 goals, and I don't think we've even reached half an hour. Well, you're getting your money's worth if you're a Paris Saint-Germain fan. Here's Musiala. Kimmich. I think this is the most goals scored so far in a game in this Champions League so far since a long time. It's actually been quite a while. It was the Manchester United Bucks FC game. Here's Ruiz, cut out by Jonathan Tah. Musiala. Goretzka cut out by Vitinha. Musiala picks up the ball again. Here's Harry Kane. Laid into Luis Diaz. Harry Kane. In for Bayern again. Good save Chevalier this time. Super stop from the French keeper. He's vying for his spot as number 1 at the World Cup this year. Elise whipped in. Jonathan Tah hit by Luis Diaz. Brilliant. Saved by Chevalier once more. Goretzka. Luis Diaz played into Elise. Elise onside and now flagged offside. I didn't see much in that. I thought that might have just not quite to be. One of the defenders was at least keeping him on. I thought it was a Hakimi, but not to be. With this PSG ball come off the bottom, they will also, I believe, they will leapfrog a few teams. They will jump up to 8th in the table above Barcelona. Neves. Kimmich into forward, and now it's the half-time break. The half-time whistle goes. Paris Saint-Germain then. This has probably been the best 45 of the season so far. And Kvaratskhelia has certainly been a handful for defenders. And a hat-trick, maybe two, awaiting in the second half. Bayern, though, need to come back. They've got a lot of work to do. Paris Saint-Germain 3, FC Bayern 1. Welcome back, everybody. Second half now underway here in Paris, and Bayern Munich are league leaders at the moment. After match day 5, are in a lot of trouble. Can't get a couple of goals back, and now Elise playing it wide for Luis Diaz. Hakimi gets there first. João Neves playing it forward for Desiré Doué. Dembele played forward, and now PSG countering through João Neves. Neves wide, and Upamecano cuts out the cross for Kvaratskhelia. Substitutions then. Barcola on for Desiré Doué. Keep the legs fresh. PSG got a lot of games coming up. They have had a Ligue 1 fixture postponed against Lyon for their UEFA Champions League tie against Liverpool in the quarter-finals. Dembele whipping in across. Davies gets there. Barcola. Vitinha. Here's Kvaratskhelia on his hat-trick. João Neves. Barcola first touches on the ball. Dembele playing it in, and Kimmich gets it away. Jonathan Tah. Goretzka wide to Luis Diaz. Spun Dembele wide out to Bradley Barcola. Oh, it's cut down, and I think there's a penalty for PSG. I think there was a hand in there for Deo Upamecano. Let's have a look. And I think it was just a stray hand that's caught the Bayern defender out. And well, it will be. I think this is Vitinha with the penalty to put PSG 4-1 up and in breathing space. Brilliant penalty from Vitinha. Magical work from Paris Saint-Germain, and Bayern are in deep, deep trouble now. Well, this means that for Bayern, their unbeaten streak of 5 is going to come to an end in the Westie TV Champions League. The last team who are unbeaten, we'll have to see this, is Marseille. If it was to stay this way though, Bayern have got time. They've got loads of time, half an hour to score 3. It's possible. We saw it in the first half. Got to get to work. Musiala. Kane to Kimmich. Played wide for Luis Diaz. Leon Goretzka. Musiala. Kimmich into Konrad Laimer. Elise. Wide across the box to Diaz. Good save by Chevalier. Well, Joshua Kimmich now with a corner for Bayern. Could get them back in this game, ever so slightly. Kimmich, whipped wide. Jonathan Tah, headed back by Marquinhos. And Jonathan Tah and Fabian Ruiz trying to fight this, and it's not quite to be. Davies forward. Kimmich into Jonathan Tah again. Musiala. Luis Diaz. Kane. Goretzka. Played into Michael Elise. 4-2. There's still a very good chance Bayern could be back in this with a shout. We've seen miracles happen here for away teams in the past. And now then, Michael Elise scores again for Bayern Munich. And the Champions League Here we go then, Vitinha. Paris Saint-Germain maybe might be a bit nervous in their seats at the minute. Here's João Neves. Bayern can cut under bringing space, and it's care for Manuel Neuer. Well, PSG have been brilliant tonight. You would have to give it to them. Will Bayern keep going? Musiala. Left across for Luis Diaz. Brilliant work from the Bayern winger. Pacho. Every pass has got to be perfect. Every moment has got to be perfect for Bayern now. Hakimi. Barcola forward to João Neves. Barcola in a foot race with Alphonso Davies. Hakimi, clever ball. Ball across for looking for... Oh, and it was close. Nuno Mendes almost got a touch on it. Elise now. Musiala to Kane. João Neves. Barcola into Dembele. Fabian Ruiz. Vitinha. Here's Nuno Mendes. Playing across. Kvaratskhelia. Fabian Ruiz. Great save, Neuer. I don't think it's going to happen, but, well, Bayern, I think, have done all they can tonight. PSG bring on Gonçalo Ramos for Ousmane Dembele. And, well, Kvaratskhelia whipping it in. Pacho headed clear by Tar. 2 minutes added on. I don't think this is going to be it for Bayern. Here's Elise. That's it. Paris Saint-Germain have their first win in the Westie TV Champions League. It's taken them 6 attempts, but they've finally got it. And they finally climb off the bottom of the table. And will jump a bit higher tonight. PSG have been superb. Kvaratskhelia has been fantastic with 2 goals to his name. The Vitinha penalty put them even further ahead. But Bayern couldn't fight back in the end. There's a full-time whistle here in Paris. PSG 4, FC Bayern 2.